Hello everyone. Welcome to our weekly SEO, GEO, AEO broadcast, however you want to refer to everything that's going on in our industry. We are actually here to help you figure that out. So every Wednesday, 1 p.m. AST, that's what we are doing. I'm Ian Smarty. I'm an SEO, have been an SEO for more than 20 years at this point. So I've seen it all. It's quite fun transition to search everywhere optimization as they refer to that, and but it's also very interesting to be an SEO these days. So I have my background and experience to discuss with you everything that's going on, what to do about that, and we will not take much of your time. We are here for like 30 minutes with me, and always April, our director of social. She doesn't have that deep of an experience in SEO, but she has been on Reddit for more than 16 years. She has been doing social media for probably longer. So she definitely she definitely has a lot to say about the other side of um, LLM visibility, which is great because at this point, SEO is no longer an island. We are very well integrated in every other marketing effort, and everything needs to be aligned, and we need to figure out how to do it. So, with that, andsmarty.com is where I publish my newsletter every Tuesday, and there I announce the topic for these three live streams, but also give more context on each topic and a link to where you can join and bring your questions if you want us to discuss those live. I do also have my own subreddit, which is SEO for AI. It is very relevant to what we're going to discuss today. So you can join that subreddit, and I make sure it remains high quality. We remove everything promotional, spam, AI generated, all of that on a daily basis. So we keep it very useful and relevant as well. So head over to Reddit SEO for AI. Before we start discussing today's topic, there are a couple of announcements. We are trying to keep track of all the noise in our industry and explain it to you on a weekly basis. The two loudest things that has happened this time is, first, Google has launched another core update. So check out your Search Console. Let us know if you see anything weird, strange, or anything like that. As a reminder, core updates are not specifically about you, but about each search query and how Google interprets it and what changes in core algorithm has happened. With that in mind, there is another reminder here, is that there are two penalizing updates overall, at least two that we know of, that are part of the core update. First one is Penguin, the oldest one. That one is penalizing for bad link building practices. So if you see declines in the core update, that may very well be that Penguin component that is analyzing your links. You may have done something many years ago, and now that link stopped working. So you will see a decline in core in your traffic during the core algorithm. Another penalizing update that is also part of the core update these days is helpful content. That one is a little more fuzzy. We really don't know what Google thinks is helpful. Usually you can tell that component because it will hit your higher traffic pages. My personal theory is that when that happens, is that Google had enough data, so there were clicks to your website, but Google didn't like the engagements with your website. People were either leaving right away or hitting back to Google and click something else. So that is user experience component. As well as actual content helpfulness. If you're just repackaging, repurposing what others are saying on your website, Google may think it is not that helpful. So when looking at the impact of core updates, keep those two in mind if you lost a lot of traffic, especially for your higher traffic pages. So I think it's still underway. We will report next week what people are saying and what we are seeing in our clients, if there are any general trends that we need to keep in mind for the recovery strategies and all of that. I will. It usually takes 2-3 weeks, so I'm not sure if it's going to be done next week or if it's been done now. SEO is very fast, but it's good time to start tracking your Google Analytics as well as your Search Console. Another piece of news that is very loud in our industry since probably yesterday is that Reddit is no longer cited as much in ChatGPT. At least those are viral headlines that people use to get attention. The newer model of ChatGPT is reportedly citing Reddit. We don't know how much they use it, but citing Reddit 80% less. Well, if you read that news yet and you have questions, I do have some answers and opinions for you as well. First of all, it's not just Reddit. YouTube fell. Many other sites fell 70 to 80%. And the general consensus from comments, if you read past those loud headlines, is that the new model of ChatGPT is just citing less of everything. They just have fewer citations. It's not just doesn't look like it's some fight against Reddit or whatnot. There are lots of conspiracy theories already on how Reddit and Chat and OpenAI are not working together anymore. We don't know that. But if you read past those headlines, it's not just Reddit, it's everyone else. ChatGPT is not citing that much anymore. Secondly, ChatGPT changes how it searches and how it cites every other month, if not every month. If we start getting stressed about every change, we'll definitely lose our minds soon. Let's always zoom out and look at the bigger picture, because there is no keeping up. You cannot change your strategy every time ChatGPT changes how it is searching. So let's keep our common sense and not believe all those loud viral headlines, because they are driving people crazy, to be sure. Every time anything like this happens, I have thousands of questions from all parts of our world, and it is very important to just keep an eye on everything that's going on, but also keep a well-formed strategy that is not affected by any little change like this. And the strategy would be cross-channel. I tell that every lead that I meet, everyone who comes to me and says, I need Reddit because Reddit is cited by LLMs. My answer is always, you need more. We can help you with the Reddit, but for LLM visibility and for business stability overall, you need much more than just Reddit. Don't trust all these loud headlines or service sales calls telling you that one thing is all you need. I did cover all these topics before about how you need LLM consensus, how you need to go cross-channel, and how to make it doable. I will continue talking about all of that. So subscribe at smarty.com and check the archives. So now that we are past those two very loud things, we move on to The topic of today, which has always been very widely discussed online, that's why I created this newsletter, and that's why we're discussing it today, to give you a little bit common sense approach to what and how we do it. It has been noticed that Search Console reports on some weird search queries. One of them was, yes, please, or yes, I want that answer, or yes, how we do that. The community asked that question, and one of Google's representatives confirmed that those are follow-up prompts in AI mode. That led to the whole detective story of how people started digging more and more prompts from AI mode. I will discuss just a little bit here. More details, tools, hacks are in my newsletter this week. But let's zoom out a little bit and discuss why it's big news. Well, we don't really have first-hand prompt data from any LLM platform at this point. We can assume how people are prompting ChatGPT and want to be findable in those assumed prompts, but we don't really know. And there are platforms that assumably have that data, but again, those are people that want their prompts to be tracked. It may not be a regular consumer or representative of your target audience. First-hand data that would be coming from ChatGPT, Gemini, AI mode, Claude is not available to us. So this confirmation that AI mode is actually recording all those prompts as search queries is huge, because now we are able to scroll and read what actually people are asking and where our URLs are appearing as the answer. This is kind of first step to us having the real LLM data. We are still figuring out what to do with it, but it's a huge step for our industry, because previously we only had search keywords, how people search, but knowing how people prompt is a huge difference for sure. Secondly, a lot of people hearing that news say that, well, Bing has been doing that for ages. No, Bing Webmaster Tools do have the AI visibility section on their website, but it is reporting on grounded queries. These are not prompts. This is what LLMs, in this case that's Bing's Copilot, is searching. Some search engines, they will not tell us which search engine, but is searching somewhere to see your URL. So it's how Copilot interprets people's prompts. They do not search for actual prompts. They search for fan out or grounded queries. So it's not the same as this discovery. I know we've been talking about identifying prompts in a Search Console for many months now, since AI mode was born and Google told us that its data is included in search performance report of Search Console. We've been actually looking for all those prompts there. But not having the official confirmation that these are real prompts, not fan outs. AI mode records actual prompts as search queries, and we can find them and play with them. Now, one thing I also was confused when checking my clients' analytics, Search Console, and trying to find prompts there. The user interface of Search Console limits you to 1,000 queries. So sometimes for higher traffic websites, which usually are our clients, you will not see zero-click queries. The reports will start with queries that do bring some traffic. If you are at that point and you are not seeing those long prompts that are typed in AI mode. This is possibly why, because Search Analytics will not, or Search Console will not show you that data. The only way to get that data is through API. API gives you all the query information that you need. And I do list a few things, a few workarounds on how to do that in my newsletter, so check that out. Keep in mind that that's on you, which tool you want to give access to your Search Console. So I do need to have that discretion. You do need to, if you an agency and you have access to Search Console of your clients, I would suggest that you ask your clients if they are comfortable with you using some third-party tools for that analysis, because that means you give access to someone else. That's how we roll as well. So that's why I'm only able to test those tools with my own websites, not with the clients until they give me the permission. So those prompts will be available in most cases only through API, because they drive 0 clicks. And when we start researching those, it's no wonder why Google doesn't give us the click-through information in their AI report, because the click-through would be 0. No one clicks those links, and we knew that already. Finally, some of those prompts are very long, but they have an incredible amount of impressions. These are possibly your competitors tracking those prompts using AI monitoring tools like AI analytics tools like Peak, Profound, whichever you're using, Amadora. Those are probably not real prompts from people, but I don't suggest getting rid of those or not paying attention to those, because those could be your competitor insights. You may know what your possible competitors are tracking in AI analytics software, but chances are there are no two people that will type the same prompt in AI mode twice. So anything that has 1, 2, 5 impressions are more likely to be real prompts than those having hundreds of those. So keep that in mind when you check your AI mode prompts in your Search Console. Again, it's a little more technical than this live streams are today. So check out nsmarty.com and the article there, because I do give links and screenshots there so that you can get better understanding of how to do it and what to do with this data. Going to what to do with this data. There is no good solution here. We're still learning. Definitely you can find prompts that you did not pay attention to. Definitely you can understand your target audience better and what they may be asking AI mode and what pain points they have. You can use Gemini, ChatGPT or Claude to summarize and analyze your prompts. I would definitely not recommend tracking each and every of those posts in your AI software, but it could give you some ideas of what you may be missing, which pain points you need to cover on your website, how to optimize the cited page better to give a better answer or to help brand visibility if that page is cited. So there are many ways you can benefit from that report, depending on how much time you have and how willing you are. Optimizing the cited pages probably is the best idea, because they are already cited, so there is an answer and there is a bigger chance to have better visibility in that answer. But also focus on those prompts that are actually important to you. You cannot be everywhere and optimize your page for every little prompt. So try to see underlying questions, underlying problems behind those queries, and create your strategy around that. Could be some content could be for also for social media as well, or maybe there could be some research or report opportunity for digital PR. So that's great to have, and it's great that we can access that. I don't know how similarly people are engaging with AI mode versus ChatGPT for sure, because AI mode is very well search integrated. So people searching Google are more likely to use AI mode. So their behavior can be a little different than what they do in ChatGPT, because ChatGPT is a little friend for most people, and AI mode is just another AI feature, but it's still better than nothing. So I would definitely give it a try and see which prompts people are typing to find your page. Again, it's not about brand inclusion in the answer, which is unfortunate. This is the goal of LM visibility, is to be in the answer, not exactly just cited. But it's nice to have that data and play with it for sure. With that, if we have any questions, let's get to those. Posting a question that, does the Google Search Console prompt data line up with what you are seeing from citation mining? I think I actually replied to that question on LinkedIn. I do claim myself an GEO, AEO, SEO expert. I do think if there are experts in those new topics, I can definitely count myself one of those, but I still have no idea what citation mining is. Probably a new concept that maybe not new one. Maybe I'm probably doing that, but I'm just not calling it citation mining. There are so many new terms out there. If you know what citation mining is, please let me know. Overall, if we take the first part for the question, does it line up with just anything I knew about my customers? To tell you the truth, I was pretty surprised of how detailed those prompts are. No, I didn't see like prompts that I would use as ChatGPT, AI mode, and Gemini user. I'm much more concise. I ask question like I would search for it. I think that is because I've been searching for the most part of my life, and I'm prompting for 2 years. But I'm very short in my prompts, and I was surprised to see so many very detailed prompts. I'm pretty sure people are not typing them, but they're actually interacting using voice. That's why they are very spontaneous, very conversational, and very detailed. So it's interesting. It was interesting to go through that data. Another cool discovery that we just had previously is that Google Search Console is also recording negative site queries. That is, when someone is searching site colon some website, but instead of focusing on that website, you can use minus in front of site, and then you will exclude that site. And what was absolutely interesting to find those queries and prompts as well. We're still figuring out which AI platform may have been using them. That was definitely not driven by people, because they were very synthetic search queries. But it's also interesting to find those and see how they may be used. For example, if someone is asking about smart marketing, if you search for smart marketing minus site colon smarty.marketing, people will not find your official website. So but they will find information about our business elsewhere, which is a great discovery that some LLMs are smart enough to already use that. So there are lots of things you can find in those cool prompt data sets, and you will be surprised, like I was, I'm sure, on how people are able to find your URL in AI mode for very interesting and unpredictable prompts, for sure. And I think we have like time for
kind of answered my first question that I have, but the second one, should content be optimized more for AI prompts or more traditional keywords?
I would say neither. At this point, we are away from optimizing for actual keyword matching, and there is no point in optimizing for prompts, because there are like prompts can be very different from case to case. I would say the correct answer here is to optimize for underlying questions and problems. What those keywords kind of
Oh my God.
or which what those prompts actually are asking. That's why looking at turnout queries is great, because that's how ChatGPT interprets those prompts. But also just reading the prompts and understanding what the actual problem or question is there without all that wording. So I would say in the strategy is not much different from SEO to GEO, because we are no longer optimizing for just keywords. We are looking at intent, context, underlying issues and problems. And in prompts give you just a little more insight into that, because keywords are still a little limited in data. So you only see keywords that are searched, basically. But there are many other problems that you may be missing by just keyword data. So I think that prompt data gives you a little more insight into those questions and problems people are having. Optimization is pretty much the same as well. You want to have a very visible header on your page that talks about that question or problem, and then a very clear factual answer right underneath it. We've been doing this since featured snippet optimization days. Nothing exactly new there. You can elaborate on every question further on the page by giving that clear and, very importantly, factual answer right underneath the header would be the best case scenario. Um, so from SEO to GEO, even though you will hear a lot of experts talking about clustering, semantic closeness, or gaps, it's all great. It's probably not bad to learn about those tactics in practice. Uh, our answer optimization strategy that we have been using since featured snippet days have been working pretty well. I think the only thing that we changed for GEO when it comes to actual on-page optimization is doing more highlights, is doing more shorter sentences. It's like making it a little clear, readable. I always tell my clients, think about like you're trying to explain something to a 5-year-old first, before you start explaining that for adults. And that's pretty much LLM optimization. You want that sentence or paragraph explaining something like you're 5, and then you can elaborate more down the road with consistent terminology, using some more complicated sentences, but always have that highlight or takeaway where you tell things very concisely and very factually first. So with that, thank you so much for joining us today. Again, and Smarty.com is my newsletter. Smarty.marketing is my agency. You can book a 15-minute chat with me at any point using that website. Um, I'm not a salesperson. I will not tell you anything unless you ask me for that, but I will gladly help you answer any questions that you have if I have those answers also. So book a call with me and subscribe to my newsletter. Thank you so much. Thank you, April. See you next week. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.